million purse, $600,000 to the winner. 7 horses who have never gone a mile and a half. A last look at the odds, and you can see that if you really like Curlin, if this is indeed a super horse, even money is not bad. Hard Spun now at 9-2, and Rags to Riches, the filly, she has stayed at 4-1 for about the last hour and a half. And if we're lucky, folks, we're going to complete this before the rain hits. It has become increasingly overcast, and you can feel a breeze in the air. And so, Chris, we're about to find out whether or not Curlin is a super horse that some believe, or whether Hard Spun with a new rider can get it done, or this indeed is the day of the filly.
All those questions, Brent, in just a few minutes. And we think the rain can hold off. There is Curlin, labeled a freak very early in his 3-year-old campaign after not racing as a 2-year-old.
You saw Robbie Alvarado use his whip there to wipe just a little bit of sweat off of the withers there of Curlin, but it's a humid day.
It is very humid.
And that's really nothing to. I think what you're going to want to watch, you're going to want to watch Curlin. That's the first order of business coming out of the starting gate, because he has a penchant, as he did in the Preakness, where he stumbled at the start, maybe not breaking that sharply from the starting gate, putting himself at a tactical disadvantage. That's what happened in the Derby.
But if it happened in the Preakness, where it's more devastating to a horse like him, and he overcame it, I wouldn't worry if it happened in the same manner, the slight manner that it happened today. Obviously, Robbie doesn't want that to happen.
He was 14th in the Derby, though, after getting out to the slow start. They can't be 14th today.
But he didn't break bad then. He just got shuffled back. This is when I want to see Hard Spun leaving the gate, and I want to see what CP West to his direct inside does, and Sluice Tizzy also to his inside. If I'm Garrett, I'm wanting one of those two to lead the way.
That's the next thing. You got to watch the 4, 5, and the 6 coming out to see the pace interplay there between CP West, Sluice Tizzy, and Hard Spun. And then I think you need to watch Rags to Riches to see if she gets a jump early on Curlin. I think she showed more speed in the Kentucky Oaks than Curlin has shown in any of his 2-turn races this year, and that could put her at a tactical advantage.
Does she have the quickest turn of foot in this race? That's not always what wins Belmonts, but many believe that she does.
Quicker than Curlin, but none of them are going to be that explosive like you're used to seeing in the Derby going a mile and a half.
These are pretty much a field of grinders, steady grinders.
Wouldn't that be amazing and ironic if that filly right there could finally end the drought for Todd Pletcher, end all those questions about failures in Triple Crown races? 0 for 6 here, but 0 for 28 overall. Wouldn't it be ironic if a horse that many doesn't believe belong in this race ends it all?
Some people have insinuated that maybe he was a little desperate by running the filly, but you know, the shortest price horse to date that Pletcher has started in the Triple Crown went off at odds of 9-2. Right now, the filly is at odds of 4-1. That gives her a better chance statistically than any of his other horses.
Well, his horse Bluegrass Cat was second here a year ago. Second would be a tremendous performance for Rags to Riches, but he's hoping for even better.
They're not going for second, not Michael Tabor and Todd Pletcher.
There is Larry Jones, one of his hundreds of cowboy hats that he's brought to New York City. Will Hard Spun get a different trip with a different rider today?
He gets on Hard Spun in the morning. Good thing he's 180 pounds is not on him right now.
Curlin at even money again, not quite odds-on favorite. Bet down slightly from 6-5 morning line.
Curlin going in. Watch him at his break. Watch his behavior in the gate. He had some issues all along in his career with that, but he seems to be good. CP West. Edgar Prado on him, being the one that prompted Mario Pino to move a little bit early, so we'll see where he stacks up into the first turn.
Let's tee it up.
All the questions about to be answered in Belmont 139. Back up to Tom Durkin.
And there's the filly in the field, Rags to Riches. The crowd roars, ready for the start of the 139th Belmont Stakes. And they're off. Oh, and the filly bobbled at the break. Rags to Riches stumbled coming out of there. And CP West comes out in stride. Sluice Tizzy is there. Hard Spun to their outside. And then farther back it's Curlin. And Rags to Riches out in the middle of the track there. Then Tiago and I'm a Wild and Crazy Guy. So they make their way for the first turn. And Edgar Prado will keep CP West well off the rail. Sluice Tizzy is very eager to get to that lead on the outside. Curlin up close today through the opening quarter that was a tepid 24 3/5 seconds. Hard Spun is right alongside Curlin. And it's 2 lengths back. And the filly Rags to Riches is 5th. Followed by Tiago at the rail, and 7 or 8 lengths back to the trailer. I'm a Wild and Crazy Guy who's just lumbering along in the early stages of this 1.5 Mile Classic. So they make that turn into the backstretch run. The pace has been sensible the opening quarter mile, and the half was 50 seconds flat. It's just a bit of a crawl here in the early stages of the Belmont, and Sluice Tizzy is the leader. Sluice Tizzy in front, CP West right there. Hard spun, up close, hard held while third. On the inside is Curlin, just inside of the filly Rags to Riches. Tiago is only 5.5 lengths from the leaders. 7 lengths back to stretch running I'm a Wild and Crazy Guy. 3/4 of a mile in 1:15 and 1. Now the field is approaching the far turn. A long way to go yet. CP West, the riders have been very patient, not making a move. There's 5 furlongs to go. Their positions relatively unchanged. CP West the leader. Sluice Tizzy is second. Hard spun's in a perfect position on the outside. Curlin could get bottled up on the inside. Rags to Riches in the clear fifth, only 3 lengths from the lead. And Tiago is beginning to roll now. He's only 3 lengths from the front. They're midway around the far turn. 5 of them within 4.5 lengths of each other. And the leader is CP West. Nothing left for Sluice Tizzy. Here comes Hardspun. And Curlin is coming on through in between horses. And Rags to Riches is coming with a 4-wide sweep. And Tiago is in behind them. And at the top of the stretch, a filly is in front of the Belmont. But Curlin is right there with her. These two in a battle of the sexes in the Belmont Stakes. It is Curlin on the inside, Rags to Riches on the outside. A desperate finish. Rags to Riches and Curlin. They're coming down to the wire. It's going to be very close, and it's going to be a filly in the Belmont. Rags to Riches has beaten Curlin, and 100 years of Belmont history. The first filly to win it in over a century.
Wow. Girl power rules the day at the Belmont. Not just the first filly in 102 years, but the first ever at 1.5 miles, and she ran down the colt who's been labeled a freak, Curlin.
And you can go 100 years without seeing trainer Todd Pletcher show the emotion that he just showed when Rags to Riches got her head down on the wire in front of Curlin. A stoic guy, but finally his first Triple Crown winner in his 29th start.